Hello and welcome to BierTier, the German engineer. Today we are back with oxygen not included with the spaced out DLC. Last time around we built a water geyser tamer, and today we need to explore space a little bit further. So let's jump right into it and see how that works out for us. And here we are back on Mucula, back with our water geyser tamer that we cannot use yet because we need to wait until this thing here becomes active. So let's take a quick look. Let's turn the overlay back on, and we have another 22.5 cycles before this one here goes online and we can actually do something with it. So for right now, you're just going to be sitting here and doing nothing, but that's perfectly fine. At the same time, up here on the top, we are finally slowly running out of water over here. That means we need to wire up our liquid pump. So let's take a quick look at that. And that should be as simple as hooking it up to this wire right here. And that's exactly what we're going to do, just like that. So we should now be able to go to our hydro sensor and say above 500 kilograms. So as long as it is above 500 kilograms, we actually going to turn it on. Even though 500 is probably too much, we're going to go 200. There we go. And now both pumps are pumping. And as soon as this one here is completely done with it, we're going to get rid of it. Let's take a look. There we go. They're just going to join up and perfect. Both of them are going to give a little bit, but that is no problem at all. Something else that I'm not happy about is this gas vent right here. On our F7 overlay, we can see that we are pumping in here actual oxygen that is at 63 degrees. So we're definitely not going to keep doing that. We're going to deconstruct it and we're going to do something better. Let's see here. Up here, the oxygen that is in here is at 14.5 degrees. Now that is a hell of a lot better. So let's pause it real quick so we can build a little bit easier. And then we're just going to come through here, down to here. And then we may actually just dig all the way through here. Yeah, that's fine. What do we have in here? Water. That's okay. Let's put some pieces here so we can actually get there and actually get rid of all of this here. And then with this pipe here, we're just going to come through here somewhere and going to come down there. Yeah, there we go. All the way down to the bottom, all the way to right there. And then we're just going to put some gas vents in to actually get some of that oxygen out of here. And we're just going to replenish the entire base in this way. Should be pretty simple and straightforward. Another one right here. And that should pressurize the entire base from top to bottom. Wonderful. Here on the very top, kind of hidden away, we have another natural gas geyser. So we should probably go for that. But we also have all this polluted water right here that is in our way. And on this side, we have all this chlorine in our way. Neither one is good. But I probably prefer to get rid of the polluted water since we need it anyway. We are running low down here, so we might as well fill this area down here back up with polluted water. So why don't we do that? But first, do we have germs? Yes, we do have some slime lung here. We could help with that, at least a little bit maybe. Let's see, what can we do? Do we have slime lung up here as well? No, we're good. Here we have a tiny little bit, but that is no problem. What we can do is we can send the dupes up here. And actually, let's see, dig all the way down here. Something like this here. Yeah, that should work. And we're going to make sure that we dig as far down as we can and only leave one layer left over wherever possible, so more radiation can seep in. So that's exactly what we are going to do. We just need to make sure that our dupes actually can make it over there, and we can just dig through here straight. Not like that. That is not what I told you to do, is it? There we go. That's more like it. So let's get that done, and then we will go from there. And while everything else is going on over on Mucula, over here on Bierstein, yeah, okay, we still have all this stuff here to pick up, so we're going to do that first, because this is just so much stuff. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're gonna take care of that first, and then we're gonna keep on digging. But first we clean, and then we dig. But at the same time, up here on the very top, right here, I want to build another rocket. Currently, we have the small petroleum engine rockets, which served us very well, but we need something a little bit bigger. So let's pause the game real quick, and then let's plop down some insulated tiles right here. And I want to do the exact same thing, just all across the board, one of these, and then one of those, so we have them available whenever we need them. And then we're going to build us a fresh rocket platform right here. Of course, it needs a few more tiles. There we go. And let's get this here built. I'm also going to put in these here right away because we will, of course, need more petroleum and whatnot. So we're going to get this here built, and then we're going to build us a big old rocket with the big old petroleum engine. Let's take a look. Where is it at? Do we have it? Yes, the petroleum engine right here. That's the best we have right now, and that's what we're going to use. And down here on the bottom in Grossano, our water is getting less and less, so we will have to dig into here very, very soon. And that is exactly what I'm planning on doing. First of all, let me build a few more ladders right here so our dupes can go back and forth here whenever they need to, just to give them another way they can go. What do we have here? Oxalite? Where is oxalite coming from? I am not entirely sure, but sure, why not? It's only 149 grams. It must have come from some sort of poof somewhere, but that's fine. So we're gonna empty this here out and we're gonna replace those insulated tiles here with some plastic tiles. But first of all, let's get this water over where it belongs. Let's dig this here out and it should drain immediately, and we can see what's going to happen with the radiation once we get rid of the water. Let's see if it makes a difference or not. And here it is. Let's see what the radiation says. Oh, it's gonna be bad. Oh yeah, it makes a hell of a lot of difference, doesn't it? So we need to see this here. We haven't rummaged yet. I wonder what's in there. So let's do that first. But I cannot give it a high priority somehow. So the dupes wouldn't do it whenever the hell they feel like it. But we need to build some tiles around here and we need to make it plastic tiles. Let's see. Can I build it through here? No, I have already built it as close as I can, haven't I? Nope, not right here. So on the bottom, it's fine, but these here we need to replace. And then here on the top, can I build along here? No. But can I build along here? Yes. Okay, so that is the smallest one we can build. And that's exactly how we're gonna do this. Perfect. We still need to make sure that we actually can get in there and whatnot. Also, these rails here are going currently through our insulated tiles. We need to do something about that, but that we can figure out. First, we need to have probably 2 tiles of plastic around here to make a dent into all of this radiation. And back over here on Bierstein, our cobalt volcano. You may have seen my last video of it, version 2.0. This here is of course absolute and complete overkill, but let's take a quick look at the temperature overlay. Yes, that's what I wanted. I wanted to introduce a bunch of cold into here, and that is what we have accomplished. That is wonderful. That should help cool down our base slowly but steadily. And also this here is of course not needed anymore at all. Our material is now going to come out at literally negative 20 degrees, but that is fine. We can probably make it smaller if we wanted to, but is it actually worth it, or should we just leave it here? It's made out of aluminum. How much aluminum do we have? Probably plenty. Let's see. Aluminum. We have 12.5 tons. Yes, I made a bunch of that stuff, so I'm not worried about it. It's gonna stay here. It's fine. No worries at all. Maybe later on we can feed something else through it. I don't know. We will see. But at the same time, our rocket platform up here has been built. So let's pause the game and let's take a look. We are going to build a new rocket. We're going to start with a petroleum engine that we're going to plop right there. And then on top of the petroleum engine, first of all, we're going to build a Spacefarer module. Wonderful. And then what we will need is 2 things, because our small petroleum engine right here actually has its own tank, where the normal petroleum engine does not. So what we can do here is pretty simple and straightforward. We can go into here, we can say plus, and we're going to build 2 large fuel tanks. If we can find them, where you hiding here, large liquid fuel tank, and we're going to build 1 and we're going to build 2. And then on top of that, we will need a large solid oxidizer tanks, or better to say small ones, because if we take a look here, the small ones have a height of +2, where the large ones have a height of +5. They have exactly half of the capacity. So if I build 4 of those, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we can see how high it is now, we get way more out of it. So let's get this here done, and then we go from there, one step after the next. We will also need a ladder coming up to here, and then at some point we can go over to the left right here. There we go. That's how we're going to build it, and then we're going to go straight up from here, at which point we can then go back over to the left and further up. So this is exactly what we are going to build first and foremost. And now the actual engine is built. Now the background also has filled out, and we can see how much higher we can go. And that is exactly what I'm planning on doing. We are going to go much higher than where we are right now. So let's see what else we will need eventually. So this year I am first going to use only and exclusively for exploration, because we cannot see a hell of a lot of space yet. So where is a battery? That is the next thing that we need, a battery module. We're going to plop one on of those. Then we're going to plop in a solar panel as well. And then do we actually need anything else? Yes, we need a gas cargo canister, and that needs to go right here. There we go. We're going to plop that one below it. It goes to the top, and then right above everything else, we need a nose cone. There we have it. And let's build that one as well. And now we have the maximum height reached. We just need to go with our ladders all the way to the top so we can actually reach it. And our dupes now have more than enough to do for right now. And slowly but steadily, our rocket is taking shape, so we can actually take care of all the periphery that we need. I already put in here a conductive wire made completely out of steel, because yes, there is a lot, and I mean a hell of a lot of heat going into that wire. So steel is the only option we have. But we need a bunch more stuff. So let's take a look first at our F6 overlay. We need water and petroleum. That has not changed, and it's not going to change anytime soon either. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to come all the way over. That is sandstone though. Hold your horses. We're not going to do that. We're going to come out here and we're going to use igneous rock. Where you at? There you are. And then we're going to come with our petroleum all the way. How are we going to build this? Probably along here and into there, and along here and into there. Yes, so those are our 2 tanks for our petroleum. And then we also need water. And with the water, we're just going to come straight along all the way to here and then into there. But we will also need a liquid bridge where you were hiding. There you are, and let's go. Let's plop that in, and that should be that. And then in our F7 overlay, we need, of course, oxygen. So we're going to copy this over and plop it into here. That should be then more than sufficient, and we should be able to supply everything with whatever we need. And as a matter of fact, I am not even sure if we need that many, because those are theoretically all connected to each other. Would it be enough to have one? I'm actually not sure. We can actually try this. So let me not connect this one right here in F7. Do not connect it. And we will see if we can feed it with this one, just out of pure curiosity, because I've never actually tried. At the same time, our Spacefarer module, we gotta check out the interior. Yes, we have here a rocket control station, and that of course has to go. So let's deconstruct that right away with a number 9 priority, and then all we're going to do is use a blueprint. So let's get rid of this here, and then let's plop in a blueprint. And there it is, it's deconstructed, and now in our blueprint tool, not a new blueprint, use a blueprint, and here we have it. That's all we need. We just need to make sure that we plop it into the right position, which would be right here, and then let's go. Perfect, that is what we need. That needs to be built. Yes, all these errors here, you can ignore them, because as soon as we start building from the top up, we will be able to reach everything and it won't be an issue. So let's get that built, and then let's go from there. Meanwhile, on Mucula over here, this here is done. We are empty. There is no more water left, so we can actually mop this last piece up, and then let's pause it real quick so I can go ahead and get rid of all the stuff here, because we don't need it anymore. None of this here. And of course, the pipes, we don't need those anymore either. And the actual pump can go too. Wonderful. And then we can start digging in this direction. But first of all, what I did right here is I put in a pole, a fire pole, so our dupes can get easier up and down here. And here we dug out everything all the way over. So we have a bunch of materials available to us right now. And then we can actually take a look at the radiation levels. They're now a little bit higher down here. Let's take a look at the germ overlay. Yes, the germs here from the top are actually dying. And now we can dig in here from the side somewhere. As soon as all this stuff here is picked up, I want to do that first. And then we can consolidate that water in one spot and pump it all the way down to here. Pretty simple. That is all we need to do. And then we can actually go over and get our natural gas geyser as well. And here on BierTier, now the entire rocket is built. So can our one gas rocket port loader down here fill up this one here? If I set this here to breathable gas oxygen, is it loading? It seems like it is. So that is actually working. Wow, okay. I did not need all of those here. I could have just built them right beside each other and it would have worked, but that is fine. So here we're going to save us a little bit in resources and just say suppress current and act like these don't do anything. From a logical perspective, it makes perfect sense that it would work that way. So that is great. And we're going to roll with it, and we're going to fill up all of our stuff right here. Here we have a small solid oxidizer tank that still needs some resources. We need some fertilizer, which we sort of plenty of. And then we also need to fill up our large liquid fuel tank. So where exactly is our petroleum coming from? We have no water coming in anymore, and we also don't have any petroleum coming in. The water is coming from right here, so we can't just turn this here on whenever we want. Might as well do that and actually fill our line back up just really quickly. And then over here, somewhere down here, yes, right here, that's where our petroleum is coming from. So let's take a look at it. We need to build right here, and we're going to snip it off in the other direction. Yep, just like that. And then we're going to turn it on, and now we are pumping petroleum all the way up. This here we can cancel. I don't care what it is made out of. That is perfectly fine. There we go. And we should have enough in here to fill it up. Yeah, we have more than enough in here to fill it up. No problem at all. We can always make more whenever we have to. Our water supply is already full, and here also comes our petroleum along, and it should fill up these tanks here in absolutely no time. And then we will see what the reach of this rocket here is. According to my calculations, it should be 20 tiles, which should be more than sufficient for what I'm planning on doing with it. It's going to be perfect. We just need to then research a little bit better rockets, potentially Red Bulls or whatever. But first of all, that needs to be filled, and then we will see what we can do. Also in here, the interior of our rocket is coming along beautifully. We just need to finish that as well, put in a suit while we can, and then also our power wires right here. All of this here needs to be done, and then we can go from there. It's going to be good. We should be ready to go to space in no time. And meanwhile, over here on Mucula, the plastic tiles are done. They have been actually for a tiny little bit here, so we are looking a hell of a lot better with only 29 rats coming out. So once we build our base over here on this side, we can actually put in one more row just to get rid of the rest of this radiation right here. That shouldn't be a problem at all. But overall, that's looking pretty decent right here. Here we have 2 more pieces that need to go. Perfect. And our water down here, we are also happily pumping away. So we are looking better and better by the second, which is great. And then we just need to make sure when we dig down here that we not get into this hot stuff. We need to leave 1 extra space, and then we can transfer our base into this area. The purpose for this move is that over here we have this hydrogen vent that I still want to use because we are constantly running out of power over here, which should also be done as soon as this water here is gone because we are not using this here anymore. Well, on the other hand, we are getting rid of the thermo aqua tuner, but we are also getting rid of the steam turbines here, so that may be an issue, but we will see how that works out for us. One step after the next. And as soon as we are pretty low down here, I'm also going to turn this entire thing here off. The heat is only going to come from the thermo aqua tuner, so we can cool down our water even more. We are down to 45 degrees, which is fine, but it needs to be more than that for sure. Other than that, over here, we are currently just idling. Our dupes are happily living away. Our bristle blossoms are doing their thing. We still have plenty of water, so no problem at all. Our fridge, how much do we have in here? What is this bug right here? Okay. Let me take a look up here. There we go. We have cooked fish, we have muckroot, and we have gristleberries. That's great, and that's how that should look like. Wonderful. And over here on Bierstein, everything that needed building is now built. The gas cargo canister is the last thing. I just want to fill it up to the brim because better have it and not need it than need it and not have it. You guys know it, but this here will be done very soon as well. So let's take a look into the interior of our Spacefarer module. Yes, everything in here is done as well. We have a wonderful atmosphere in here. We have nothing else but oxygen. We have our atmosuit dock with an atmosuit in it. Our gas vent is overpressured. And in our fridge, we have 18 kilograms worth of muckroot. But hold on, why don't we see anything? It shows 0 calories, but we have 18 kilograms of muckroot. Well, it is here. We know it's here, so it's not that big a deal. There we go. That should be fine. Here we have our telescope. We don't need to bring anything else onto this mission because all we're going to use is the telescope. So let's change the crew and let's make sure that JSMSJ is going to be our pilot. Yes, you are going to be the pilot because we need you to operate the telescope. You only need food. You have a bathroom. Our hand sanitizer right here has nothing in it. So let's actually give it a number 9 priority so it gets filled. And then we should be ready to roll here very, very soon. And while we are waiting for the last few kilograms over here, all we have left to put away is basically ice, and we don't have any more ice storage, so we're gonna cancel it and we can keep on digging. So let's pause it real quick so we actually do it right. We gotta put in more ladders, of course. There we go, just like this. No, not just like that, of course. My goodness, come over here all the way through. Another row right here, another row right there. And we're just gonna completely ignore the sulfur geyser right here because we definitely don't need it for anything. What we do need is another row right here all the way through, and another one right here, and right here, and right there. And then the last one is going to be this one, at least for right now. And just so we can actually connect it, here we go. We're gonna put in those extra 2 tiles as well. And then somewhere in the middle, right here, we have a piece of ladder going through. Of course, we're gonna continue that down all the way. And then all we have to do is give it a big old dig command all the way through. And then I'm just going to cancel all the neutronium. Don't you worry about it. It's no big deal at all. And we need to make sure that we leave this 1 tile right here. We don't want to activate the sulfur geyser. We're just going to leave it there. And here we go. All of it will be dug out. That is going to be, again, a hell of a lot of materials. But that's fine. We're just going to keep on digging all the way. Might as well go straight over to here while we're at it. Let's go. And here we have it, our gas cargo canister is full, so is our battery, all of our tanks are full to the brim, our Spacefarer module is ready to roll. So let's change the target, or better to set a destination, and let's see where can we go. We can basically go anywhere. We have a total distance available of 20 tiles, so we can go a total of 10 all the way. Wherever we look, there is nothing that is out of reach, and we could, for example, just go all the way down to here. That is 7 tiles away, so we can easily make it back home, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. And see what is hidden right here, and maybe we can even see what's going on right there. So let's go right there, and then let's see, is everything done? The pilot is not boarded and all crew is not boarded. That is quite logical because we have not started the launch sequence. So let's do that, and let's bring on JSMSJ. And here is JSMSJ, he's in the rocket, and we have liftoff. There we go. Let's see if we can see a little bit more of our known universe. Our temperature here is of course going to skyrocket. Our ladders as well as our conductive wires right here, everything is going to pick up a bunch of heat, but that's why we built it out of the materials we did, so we don't have any problems with it. Then our star map, we can see in flight to empty space, 3.6 cycles. Perfect, that's what we're gonna do, and then we will see what JSMSJ can come up with. But first of all, we need to hop into the actual cabin, and JSMSJ, how about you take off your suit? You don't need it in here. You're probably gonna have a relatively boring flight because there's nothing to do until we get into the range of our telescope right here. Meanwhile, on Mucula, most of the stuff here is now picked up. The rest is just left over, whatever I dropped when their shift changes, that is fine. And now we can actually start digging over into this area here and can get rid of this water. What is the smartest way to get in here though? That is the bigger question. Probably not from the top, but we could theoretically dig in right around here. And then over here we have a piece of ladder, don't we? Yes, we do. And we can come down to here, walk along here, and then dig out this here. So all the water is flowing over to the left. And then over here, we're going to put a ladder in because we need to get down here anyhow, if we like it or not. So we need to go over to the left, which is fine right now. We're just going to build, well, actually, we don't have to build anything for that, do we? Well, we probably want to dig from the top down. So one more piece of ladder right there. And then we can dig all of this here out from the top down. That should be perfect. And we're just going to dig all this here into one singular area. So our polluted water accumulates right here because this is where I want to build the pump. And we probably can do that right away as well. Liquid pump. All the same stuff in here. It doesn't matter. What is the temperature of this water? 26 degrees. So a normal pipe will also be more than sufficient. And then we probably just are going to follow the way that we come in back out. Probably gonna be, yeah, that's simple. I don't see a problem with that at all. All of this here needs to go anyway. Then we're gonna come up, come over, come all the way down, and then we need to see how we get through this here. That's gonna be easy. Oh, all of it is gonna be easy. We literally just have to come straight down. No problem at all. Wonderful. There we go, all the way through the entirety of the base. Let's go along here, go down to here, come over to there, and right here, I'm gonna put the liquid vent. That's simple, that's straightforward. And JSMSJ has already discovered the new planetoid, even though we are still this far away. He actually discovered it already when he was in this tile right here. That's crazy. And he's hard at work discovering more and more. And as soon as we reach the orbit, we can actually take a look at it because currently we cannot see it. But I definitely want to take a quick look at it. Even though it doesn't really matter what this here is, because what I have my eyeballs on is Frostino up here. Because on Frostino we have all this sleet wheat and whatnot and all these iron volcanoes. Here we have one. Didn't we have another one? I thought we had more than one. Maybe I'm mistaken. Well, one is still better than none. But we have all of these words up here. We have all of the sleet wheat, which is definitely going to be great. This is what we are going to do, and this is what we're going to take a look at. We're even going to have some initial food right here with the vending machines, so that's going to be great. But this is going to be the next planet that I have my eyeballs on. Something crazy would have to happen that this here is actually going to change my mind. But we will see when we get there. And we will also see if we can discover these three here in one swoop. And over here on Mucula, our dupes did a great job of digging away. Our liquid pump is here. We are pumping all of this polluted water down where it belongs. That's going to be good. Let's take a look here in our germ overlay. Okay, so we still have a bunch of slime lung right here because currently the radiation is being stopped by the water. But as the water gets lower, the radiation should penetrate further and therefore kill all of those germs right here. That should be fine. I don't see a problem with it at all. Also the germ overlay, yeah, we don't have any germs in our base, so yeah, no problem whatsoever. We just keep on going here the exact same way as we have planned, and this entire area here is going to be empty very soon. Currently, all this polluted oxygen is escaping into space, and quite honestly, I do not have a single problem with that at all. That is just what it is. No problem whatsoever. A newly discovered planetoid is now visible. Let's take a quick look here. We have a ton of bleachstone. My goodness. Igneous rock, regolith. Yeah, we can't see a hell of a lot here, can we? Okay. Well, like I said, probably not that interesting. Maybe we will take a look at this here close up with a rover, but not right now. Let's take a look into the star map. Are you done? Can you see anything else? It does not look like it, but we have here a Gilden asteroid field as well as a glimmering asteroid field with wolframite and tungsten over there. That's pretty cool. And here we have sedimentary rock, gold, and fullerene. Okay, now that is interesting. That is something that we need to take a closer look at because fullerene is quite important for this game. But what else can we discover? When we take a look and we change our destination, we have 13 tiles left. So we could, for example, go right here and discover this entire area, which should potentially include this here. So let's do that. We're going to go 3 tiles over, and then as soon as we have reached that, we're going to go back home, refuel, and then go into a different direction. Probably just up here somewhere because here is a lot going on. That's going to be very interesting to see what all this stuff here is. Down here in the bottom, I'm just going to put in 2 more floors and extend our cooling loop a little bit so this ugly thing here goes away that I never liked. So that is the perfect moment for that kind of thing, and we're just going to dig down a little bit further. There's no problem with that at all. Also over here, all the stuff here still needs to be picked up. But let's take a look onto our star map and let's see. Yes. We have a radioactive asteroid field right here with some uranium ore in there. That's probably the main thing out of that, but that is not that important. What is important is to bring Jazz MSJ back home, not abandon ship. That would be definitely the wrong button to click. And then let's bring him back home to Bierstein. And somehow we actually only have a trip distance of 8 of 10 tiles, but that's perfectly fine. We are not going to waste our time. We're going to bring him back home and we're going to call it a day. And over here we are still cleaning up. Not a hell of a lot has changed. So let's take a look back into space, how far we are away. Oh, it's only 60 seconds. Okay, that is actually perfect timing. Let's check out the interior. JSMSJ, how about you go ahead and put your suit back on, will you? There you go. That's a hell of a lot better. And you will be landing any second now. Wonderful. That's exactly what we want. And let's watch that happening over on Bierstein. And here we have it. The rocket is coming down, landing, and it is getting refueled basically right away. JSMSJ is getting out of there. Wonderful. We already have the first fertilizer coming, even though the rocket has just touched down. Isn't that something? Now we need to get more petroleum in. We need to refill our oxygen storage. We need to get more food and all that good stuff. And then we can head back out and discover more in our known universe. But that is all I have for you today. So if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and comment down below. You know it, I am always happy to hear from you. And with that I say thank you and peace.